We will go to Taylor Talk. And this was the Steelers' highlight in the Sunday Night Football game. TJ Watt scoring off a scoop and score off Cam Heyward's forced fumble. I'll set this up for us, Ike. 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 31, 10 minutes and 41 seconds in the second quarter. Scoreless game, and we're going to watch this footage now from NFL Game Pass as well. Ike, what'd you see here on this play from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, if we just look at the formation, before we even get to the play, I want everybody, we're going to have a little football one-on-one. So you see where the center is. 17 is right under the center. So between the center and the guard, that's your 2 A gaps. Between the guard and the tackle, that's your 2 B gaps. Between the tackle and the tight end, that's your C gaps. Anything outside the tight end is considered D gaps. But I just wanted to show, and we're going to play, we're going to pause it after this show, after I finish talking. I just want to show the gap integrity and how gap sound on this play the Pittsburgh Steelers have right now. Miss Courtney, can you run this?
So we'll run the play here too, Ike, and you can see the gap integrity that you're talking about from each of the different Steelers defenders as this play runs, and then we're going to pause it here.
Oh, man, that's the thing of beauty. Everything is gap sound. So, honestly, where's 31 going to go? You know, and that's exactly what we're looking at. He's looking at, okay, where can I go before he gets the ball handed to him? So he's not paying attention on actually grabbing the ball first, then looking to see where he goes. He's looking to see what hold I'm going to get before he grabs the ball. Now, if you look at a Cam, if you look at a TJ Watt, if you look at a Schobert, if you look at a Spillane, if you look at a Highsmith, when you see all these guys and they gap sound, the one person I think of is Coach John Mitchell. Now, Coach John Mitchell was the assistant coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time. He was a D-line coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time. He was the first Black Alabama player so for Coach Bear Bryant. So that goes back a long time in history. But he's always talking about being gap sound, and you make it hard on the offense when everybody's gap sound. So looking at this picture, and I'm looking at this picture because this picture reminds me of the gap integrity in every day Coach John Mitchell used to preach to the D-line and linebackers. Gap integrity, gap integrity, gap integrity. Be unselfish, be unselfish, be unselfish. So on this play, and this was one of the only highlights that the Pittsburgh Steelers have, and you can go for it, Miss Courtney. I just wanted to address the gap integrity of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense on this play, and what's about to happen should have happened. So there go the first fumble, Mark.
Yeah, and on the first fumble too, Ike, I want to point this out too. The ball starts to come out, I think because he's looking up and sees the Steelers defenders in their gaps where they should be. He doesn't have anywhere to go. So if you're a young running back, you've got to make the breadbasket big, Ike, to give your quarterback a big target to be able to put the football square and securely into your belly. That's why a lot of running backs have strong cores, because you got to tote the rock and you've got to secure the football. He doesn't do that here on this play. Maybe it's because it's Mecole Hardman and the Wildcat not typically taking snaps from under center. Usually that's Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs, but Williams does not secure the football the first time. That causes the first fumble. He panics, picks it up, and by that point, he's swarmed by Steelers defenders. They rally to the football. They fly to the football. They get multiple hats on the football. It's Joe Schobert who's there first, Ike, and then Cam Heyward punches it out as the second defender there. If you want to talk about the importance of getting multiple hats on the football, this play was a key. This play illustrated that in terms of first guy there secures the tackle, second guy there tries to punch the ball loose to create a turnover.
Well, Mark, I'm so glad you asked me, because I sure would. So we talking about two guys, and you can, because I'm going to ask you a question. So who's the two usual suspects we usually talk about when you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense?
Well, it's going to be TJ Watt and Cameron Heyward, and I would say Batman and Robin, but I'm going to correct myself and just say they're really both just co-Batmans, Ike.
Nah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But then again, you have Schobert. He does hold on. And you got Cam, who's always hustling to the ball. If you watch this game on replay, when you see a guy who's a D lineman, but he's 17, 18 yards down the field because he's always hustling, that's number 97 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why he's an all-pro. And that's why he plays till the whistle blows. But in the playoffs, I think people forget the referees. They leave their whistle in the locker room and they tell these kids to toughen up. This is playoff football. You're not going to get the call you was getting in the regular season. As you can see to some receivers, how they be whining on the sidelines. But getting back to Cam and the usual suspect, Cam wind up getting some help from his teammate Schobert. While he's holding him, Coach T always emphasized, man, the second guy, once you see the first guy have a secure tackle, is to what? To punch out the ball so we can create more turnovers. And this is exactly what Cam Heyward does day in and day out. Miss Courtney, can you run the play? And I'm saying Miss Courtney, if y'all don't know her, she from Bricks TV. She the one got us looking good on this show. She got all this good plays right here, but then you got a TJ Watt. A TJ Watt. See, y'all call it Johnny on the spot. I call it TJ in your arena. Because TJ always in somebody's arena, whether he's invited or not, and he's always making a goddamn play. That's exactly what TJ Watt do. He don't care nothing about no invites. He walking up, he telling the bouncer, I'm about to whoop your butt and your butt and your butt, and this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in VIP, and I'm going to take your girl, and your girl. That's just what I'm saying about a TJ Watt. So every time he go into a stadium, guess what he do? He tell the security guards, don't check me. I don't have nothing on me, but this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a play on your offensive lineman. I'm going to strip sack on your quarterback, and I'm going to hit your running back harder. He's going to fumble, and I'm going to always be around the ball. That's why I don't call him Johnny on the spot. I call him TJ in the arena, and we're going to miss this slide with Miss Courtney. If you can just let this thing run. That was one of the most beautiful moments I've seen early in the Pittsburgh game for the playoffs. But then after that, I had to go smoke me 16 cigars in 2 hours and just go to sleep and watch some Netflix.
I'll tell you what, Ike, the rest of the show from here, that was the crescendo. What a slide by Watt. Baseball slide, too. Like, TJ Watt with the football in his hands, it's like, should he be playing offense? Should he be playing another sport? This, to me, it was like, man, if the Steelers could have taken this momentum and used this as fuel, and it's like the Chiefs then go down and score 28 consecutive points, and it was really downhill from there. But this, to me, it's like you can look at the scoreboard, and after Bozzy's extra point, Steelers did lead in this game 7-0. And to me, this was the highlight for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night. But man, TJ Watt with the ball in his hands, like, can we get him playing both ways? It's something I want to see more often because it was glorious. It was the highlight for the Steelers last night.
The dude electric, man. And we keep saying, Coach T said it last year, the dude ain't from around here. He's not from Earth. You know, the dude from a whole nother planet. And dude, he just got a knack for the ball. That's just exactly how he played. Whether he's tipping the ball up for a Devin Bush to get it and pick it, or whether he's just, TJ in the arena around the ball and him scoring off of forced fumble. That's just TJ. Or whether he's just getting a sack, that's just TJ. You know what I'm saying? Anything in a 15-yard radius where TJ's at, something bad is going to happen to the opposing team. That's a guarantee. And they're lucky they're not dropping TJ. Next year they will be dropping TJ in more coverages, and we'll be seeing more picks off of TJ. But at the same time, man, when he has that presence, when he has that God-given ability, when he just have that knack, you can't do nothing but just let the man play ball. And when the Pittsburgh Steelers signed him, and honestly, he's going to get Defensive Player of the Year in my mind, or at least he should, because ain't nobody doing what TJ Watt doing. But at the same time, man, this dude here is just electric, man. Then you put him and Cam, so we're missing one more other guy on the other side. So you put him and Cam together, hopefully, knock on wood, Tuitt. Stephon Tuitt will be back next year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know he had some, stuff he was going through personally, especially with his brother dying. Hopefully it'll clear his mind and he'll come back. Then Pittsburgh will be exactly where they need to be with that 1-2 punch sitting inside. And TJ just probably go even crazier next year. But, yeah, man, that was one of the only moments in the highlights for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm glad I saw it on the defensive side.